Hi guys, welcome to day 6 of the 1K challenge. So today we had a mixed day. It finished red, $465. From the word go in pre-market, it was just tough. We're seeing this market the way it is at the moment. I'm struggling to adapt using my own strategy the way it's set out to be at the moment. So I'm going to have a think about how to change it, or either use a different strategy. So I may need to start looking at higher price stocks. I may need to start looking at other strategies whereby I may start shorting again if I feel that the market, is what it is at the moment. I mean, we have the SPY being down for most of today, and that does play a part as well. And it's 12:06, as you can see, and I've been sitting here trading pretty much all morning, and the results are that I've just dug myself a hole, because I know myself, as soon as I start the day red, it's difficult for me to get out of that. So let's go through the trades that we took this morning. So once again, I started pre-market because I felt that even based on my strategy, pre-market tends to work better at the moment than actual market hours. And today that wasn't the case, which is going to happen. I can't expect every day to be green, but what is frustrating is that this PIRS, which is, where is it, down here, $165 loss. So I was actually up almost $400 on this. You can see I got in here, and here, just under $4. And I think I had a position of, what was it? I think 2,000 shares, 500. So I was holding 2,000 shares, and I was actually thinking of selling half of it here, but I only got filled a quarter of it. Basically, that would have put me up, I think, about $400, which would have just, that's it, I'm done. Even if I'd sold a little bit lower at just under 4, that still would have been $350, $300, which is perfect, but I couldn't get filled. There weren't enough shares, and the spread was quite wide. By the spread, I mean the bid and the ask. If I wanted to sell at the bid, I think I would have broken even. I mean, the bid was something like, I don't know, I'm guessing here because I don't remember, but it was pretty wide. I mean, maybe, I don't know, 10 cents or something. In other words, I would have just eaten up all of my profit just by getting out of the trade. So I only got filled here, I think 500 shares or something, which is a real shame, because this would have been it. I was actually thinking to myself, as I was in this trade and as I was going up, I thought, this is it. I've done it. I'm $350 up. This is brilliant. I'm done. I finished for the day. That didn't happen. And I ended up, I think, making something silly like, I don't know, $38 or something. I don't know. It was a tiny amount. And I got in here again, but it just kept dropping. I mean, the news was good from my perspective. I mean, but, it doesn't matter what the hell I think. It matters how the market reacts. I thought the news was pretty good. But be that as it may, it was already up, I think, 60% at this point. I mean, it had a really big gap up from the day before. Maybe I can show you this last 2 days. Or maybe not. No, maybe not. Okay. So anyway, I continued to trade this. I mean, I don't know where you guys can see this on YouTube. It doesn't come up that well, but the blue dashes, actually, let me just change these from dashes to triangles. That means they're going to be more visible. Actually, they're visible, but they kind of hide the picture, so I'll leave it as it was. So in essence, I ended up trading this once here for that $38, which I was up 400. Ended up getting in here again, and this thing just kept going down and down and down and down. I got out here before it crashed, and then I bought here thinking, okay, it's on its way back up again, and I got out there. And I traded another few times here. So suffice to say, I think I was down $165 on this one trade. And this is at 8 o'clock. So by 8 o'clock, I'm down $165. And then I saw ESES. So this looked to have pretty good momentum at 8 o'clock in the morning. I made had a big loss of $370 on it, but that's because I was actually up here. So I got in $1.79. Excuse me, made a decent profit here, but I still wasn't break even. And on these trades here, so I got in and I think I was up, or maybe I wasn't quite up, but I was getting closer to breaking even. I think I was only like $70 in the red. That's right. I was only $70 down on the day. And I thought, okay, you know, from being down what it was 300 to now being 70 on the day, okay, this is fine. But I was still holding 1,000 shares, I think, here, and expecting it to go just a little bit up high before I could sell. But it just dropped from $2.04 to $1.89. So I was once again under, like, I don't know, 170, 180 or something along those lines. And then every time I tried to trade this, you know, I mean, you can see what it is now. It's now 12, 11. I mean, this hasn't done anything since it's opened. I mean, it's just pretty much crashed. So this is once again my conundrum. I mean, these things are just not holding any of their pre-market gains, which means it's difficult for me to trade momentum, because that's what I thrive on. So anyway, so those two trades, and I'm down something like, I don't know, almost $500. I'm calling it quits at this stage. But because I was actually, I think, in two trades at the same time, I think I found, well, actually, I wasn't in two trades at the same time, but I found MTBC. And this was it. I said to myself, I'm going to put a very tight stop on this. If it goes against me, even by like 4 cents or 5 cents, I'm out of there. So I got in. I wanted to get filled 1,000 shares, but I got filled, as you can see, 575. I followed it up with another 1,000 shares. And this was great. I mean, I made $185 on this. I traded it probably too many times as well. So I got in here for that 575 shares. Then I bought another 1,000 here. Then I scaled out, which was fine. So I made some money here. Then I got in here again, and I followed it up with another purchase here, and I got out here and here. So this was fine. I mean, this was great. But notice how risky these trades are. I mean, as soon as I sold at the very top, this thing crashed. You know, these things that don't have any power to continue. Market's pretty freaking choppy, and I'm actually thinking I'm going to take the rest of the week off. You know, tomorrow's Thursday and Friday. I think I'm just going to walk away for a couple of days. There's no point, because every day I'm really struggling to make money. I mean, yes, this morning I could have made, you know, that $300-400 if there were more shares available, and if it was a little bit more liquid. But you know, that's just a one-off. You know, normally on a good day, on my alert scanner, which is from Trade Ideas, if you go to my blog, there's a 15% discount, which is it's excellent. Trade Ideas is really, really useful for giving me all my alerts. You know, the best times to get in. It's just a great tool. I mean, it's way beyond and above what a chat room could give you. You know, first of all, you shouldn't follow anyone else's alerts, but you know, these are alerts you can set yourself in terms of the way you trade, whether it's, you know, the volume that you're looking for, or any indicators you want it to follow. You know, I'm happy to talk about Trade Ideas and how I use it in another lesson, if that is something that you guys would find useful. I can show you my settings, how I use it, what I look for. So happy to do that. But just to get back to today, so I'm thinking of taking the next 2 days off, because I just can't find any worthwhile trades. And even sitting here till 12 o'clock, you know, I haven't traded past 10:30 for, I don't know, a month. And I was sitting here to 12 because I was just so desperate to find a trade. And these small losses that I incurred here, you know, KNDI, didn't find any follow through. Where did I get it? I got in here at 439, and it dropped to 435. So I got out. So that was that. Then I was looking at SQ and S. And by this time I was setting very tight stops, because obviously I didn't want to make it worse. and I got in at 365 and it dropped to 363, and I went, right, I'm out. Then this one, WKHS. You can see I was kind of, really just struggling to find anything worthwhile, any useful runners. Here I got in at 233. I made another purchase here, averaged up because I could see it was going up, and then it just fell. Everything was just freaking falling. It was just really difficult. And then PULM, which I've traded in the past, and this used to be a former runner, very low float. But once again, I saw it go red to green, which means that it crossed from yesterday's close and it was positive on the day. And I got in here, I think 284. Sorry, I got in here at 288, and I averaged down a little bit because I could see that I may need to average down because it's not breaking out. And then it just fell down, and I just thought, that's it, I'm done for the day. And this is actually really interesting. Almost every single alert that I got this morning, apart from some of the high of day ones, were based on red to green moves. So what does it tell you? It tells you that most of these stocks that had a gap up this morning, well, they didn't hold any of the momentum pretty much at all. And what was left was either the high-end, large cap stocks, which are a different kettle of fish, and I'm able to trade those. And I think I'm going to have to start looking at those a lot more. The only things that were available were pretty much just these moves, from red on the day to green on the day. That's not my strategy. I mean, that's not something I live for. So I tried to stay away from as many of them as I could. But because I knew this name, PULM, and I've traded it in the past, I decided to have a go at it. But once again, it didn't work out. So one stage I was down, I think $70, and then I just kept digging the hole and digging the hole and digging the hole. So my commissions for today were horrendous as well. So let me bring up the chart, the progress chart. So here's the chart. The running total is the red. So I bounced off, and I was actually heading kind of into green territory, not quite, but at least on the way up. And then today happened. So my commissions here today were very high because I just overtraded. I think I traded 20 times. Once again, it's a sign for me, and I'm aware of this. Anything more than 3 or 4 trades and they haven't worked, I have to call it quits. So I'm $930 in the red, and I'm going to take tomorrow and Friday off. I'm going to regroup, and I'm going to look at getting in again on Monday. So what I may do is, I'm not sure yet, I may either just paper trade tomorrow and Friday, just to keep the kind of ball rolling, or I may just take 2 days off altogether. So I'll decide later on today, see how we go. So that's it from me today. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and talk to you, if not tomorrow, then most likely on Monday. And if anybody would like to reach out or ask me about trade ideas or how I use my alerts or how I set them up, drop me a line at bart@daytraderk.com, or leave a comment here if you like, or subscribe to my channel if you find these useful. And anything else I can help with, let me know. As I keep saying, I am a beginner. Paper trading was a lot easier 2 months back and a month ago, and it was just, it wasn't that difficult to make money. But obviously the market's changed now, and I'm going to have to adapt as well. So, live or perish, you have to adapt. The markets never stay the same. And there's a saying that the markets can stay lucrative for a lot longer than you can, which means don't force trades, don't revenge trades. And if it's not working, change it up. So that's it from me today, guys. Hope you guys have a great afternoon, and talk soon. Cheers. Bye.